Hey leader, this one is for you in terms of how to construct the style of support that you give to your people at various stages of their growth and business development in Unicity. And I'll use some general terms, maybe put some numbers on it, but those aren't necessarily hard numbers, if you will, or hard titles is probably the best way to put it. I break my support for people up into three very distinct categories and three very distinct ways that I support them and interact with them. Let me give you an example, or the example. First one is what I call, it's an unfortunate term, but I keep it to myself in large measure, master slave. Someone new comes in, I don't care how experienced they are. In fact, I had a great conversation with a very experienced individual who's just joined me out of the Middle East. This is a solid businessman, has run multinational corporations, and he's decided to join us because his wife had a great experience with the product. Nevertheless, his experience outside of Unicity, I still treat him with kind language in a master-slave relationship. He's got great experience out there. He's got zero experience in here. So the master-slave relationship, even with someone like him, is, here's what we do. Do this, and we'll chat tomorrow. Do this, and we'll chat next week. It's very much command and control. Do that, return and report. Do that, return and report. Do that, return and report. Follow this template, let me know how it went. Where they're just basically moving forward based on specific assignments and then coming back to you and breathing together and figuring out what's going on. I call that master-slave because, quite frankly, I'm giving very little choice to the individual to choose what they want to do because, let's be frank, they don't know what to do because they haven't done this before. I assume that posture. I don't treat them like a slave, but that's the relationship I create with them. And I do that through, let's say, 4, 5, 6, 8,000 points of volume, director-ish, somewhere in that level. My good friend, I've just signed up, maybe slightly less than that because his natural skill level is higher. He'll be able to extrapolate and figure out what he's doing much more quickly than someone who hasn't got that same experience. Phase 1, master slave through to around that director, just south of, just north of, depending on who the person is. Then, phase 2 is what I call partnership level. Now, all of these are positioned in a partnership context, but it's how I personify it. But true partnership is, hey, you've got some experience, you're doing well, here's an issue, what do you think? We're doing a meeting. What do you think the team needs? Well, what about this and what about that? It's more of a collegial conversation. I still retain, if you will, the deciding vote. I'm trying to guide the conversation, but I'm doing it more on a what do you think? You've now got some experience that you can relate to me on in this Unicity sphere. You've now been able to translate in your mind experience outside Unicity to in Unicity, and you're able to bring that experience together, and we can have a common conversation around a common language, around a common experience set. Much more partnership level. I do that through about presidential-ish. Maybe Sapphire, Ruby, I don't know. Depends again on the individual, the circumstance, and the speed and rate of growth that's going on. The third facet, certainly Diamond and beyond, Ruby and beyond, is what I call institutional support, which quite simply is, hey, you know what you're doing. You know where the tools are. You know my phone number. You know my email. You know how to get me with a smoke signal or a courier pigeon. Go. If you need me, you know where I'm at. That's bad grammar, but that's basically the approach I take. Now, do I want to be wanted? Yeah, you bet I do. But I try and build it such that I'm not needed. Now, if they want to invite me to their meeting, if they want to seek my opinion, great, they know where I'm at. And do I reach out? Yes, from time to time, ad hoc, just to touch base, sustain the relationship, counsel together, learn from them, I would suggest. Those are my three phases of leadership, and I, in my mind, have a very clear distinction of who I'm working with, which phase they're in, so I know how to, in always a partnership mode or a consultative mode, work with them more specifically in terms of those tactics, shall we say. Early stage, notwithstanding their experience, very much master-slave. Do this, come back. Do this, come back. That segues very nicely into partnership mode. So let's counsel together. Let's figure this out. Okay, great. Good thought. Appreciate that. I think we should go more here and less there. And what do you think? Yes, I think that's right. And let's go forward. I'm letting go of the bike seat just a few times, let them pedal on their own without letting them crash too badly. And then the third one is let go of the bike seat entirely. Knock yourself out. You know what you're doing. You're downhill mountain bike racing and you've got this thing down. And so I'm going to call you and say, how'd your meeting go? And how'd this go? And great month last month. Well done. See you in Hawaii, whatever the case may be. It's institutional. They know I care. They know I'm there. They know I know their numbers. They know I'm interested, but I'm not a pest. I'm not trying to hitch my wagon to their star now that we have helped create it. Master-slave, partnership mode, institutional mode. That's how I govern my frame of reference when I interact with the people I'm working with. I found it to be very, very helpful. Thanks.